Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 21. And we're here today at the first year player draft in 2022. And frankly, we have a lot to talk about. So, as you can see, just looking at the standings, we are in first place, which I did not expect to happen, especially this year. And we're 2.5 games up on the White Sox, who are 36 and 28. And just quick, oops, did not want to go there. Just quick looking at, oops, not there. And I don't know why I messed that up. But yeah, so looking quick here at our expected win-loss, that's at 31 and 32. So to this point, we have overperformed quite a bit at this point. But I mean, so you would expect that we'd kind of regress, which will probably happen. But I mean, it's still crazy here that we're pretty much 2 full months in the season and still in first place. We started out pretty good and came kind of back to 500, and then we've been kind of on a tear in this month recently. So I mean, things are going well, and honestly, can't really complain. I mean, it could be a very interesting season for us, because I mean, we might actually be buyers at the deadline this year, which would be pretty exciting to do that for the first time a lot earlier on this series than I thought it would. So with all that said, let's just go over how our guys have been performing. So just looking here, Jose Herrera, he hasn't been great, but he has been serviceable at catcher for us so far this year. Both him and Rogers, again, kind of sharing the duties. Both of them definitely not been good with the bat at all. So if we are buying, catcher is going to be a prime target at the deadline, because we're definitely going to need a lot of help there. And that could help us out a lot, because we pretty much got no offensive production from that spot this year. So that's definitely something that we would be looking to upgrade. That's Rhys Hoskins kind of having a bounce back year, it looks like. He hasn't gotten that much playing time, but in the games that he's played, he's been playing very well for us. OBP over 400, slugging in the mid 500s, OPSing 955, OPS plus 145. I mean, he has been good, and it's not a fluke, because his BABIP is only at 293. I mean, he's been having a great year for us, and if he can continue this bounce back season, I mean, that would be great. Ryan Noda, our Rule 5 guy, he's struggled so far. Not really doing the best for us. OBP at 278, but one thing to kind of notice is his BABIP is only 212. So I'm thinking hopefully he can bounce back. I mean, we don't really have any more left-handed options. I mean, pretty much the only other options that we would have in getting kind of keeping him on the roster would be kind of getting Hoskins more playing time at first. Maybe Candelario could get some more at-bats at first. I know he's pretty good against right-handed pitching, and he can also play first base. So if Noda does keep struggling, I mean, we'll definitely look to put Candelario or Hoskins there and kind of do a platoon that way, and maybe get rid of Noda if we have to. But I mean, again, that's a spot that we could upgrade at the deadline. Willie Castro has actually been a pleasant surprise this year. OBP 370, worth about 2 wins this year. I mean, he's been having a really good year. I really didn't expect him to develop into much, but I mean, he has been playing well for us. So I mean, love to see that. He's been at second base for us this year, kind of sharing time with Paredes there. Dahlback was actually down for a while. As you can see, he's only played 20 games, but again, he's been really good. I mean, he's been slugging about 600. I mean, OPS plus 146. He's been very good for us, and Paredes he's bounced around the field a bunch this year, playing some second, playing some third, a little bit of shortstop, but I mean, his positional versatility is helping us out, especially in the infield with Dahlback going down this year. Almaez, he's been pretty decent for us. I mean, good enough offensively. I'm pretty happy with that kind of offensive performance with him, especially with the defensive prowess he has. I mean, he's a fantastic defender up the middle. So, I mean, if he continues hitting like that this season, I mean, I will be completely fine with that. Paredes, he's been good for us this year. OBP of 345, which is good to see. Slugging, I wish maybe that he'd hit for a little more power. His OPS plus is below league average, but I'm pretty hopeful that he could get better in that kind of department. Andrew Benintendi, he's been very good for us. A little banged up right now, but nothing too serious. I mean, OBP 342, slugging almost 600, OPS plus of 132. I mean, he's been great for us. He's been a great get. I mean, we're only paying about $4 million a year. That has been fantastic. Reyes, not too mad with his offensive production. I mean, he, of course, missed a bunch of the beginning of the year with that injury he suffered in spring training. I had hoped for him to hit a little better than this, but of course he is a good defensive outfielder in center and especially in right. So he's been having a great year for us. Again, Kike Hernandez, a guy I forgot to go over a bit. Of course, he can play pretty much anywhere in the field. He's been getting ABs at second, in center. He played a lot of center when Reyes was out. He was the primary center fielder then. I mean, he's been great for us. OBP 340. Just about league average and OPS plus. I mean, his positional versatility has been great for us. Candelario, he's had very limited time, but he's been very good in that time. Really high BABIP though, so that'll probably come down. Same with Delbeck, actually. High BABIP from him too. And then the last guy, Daz Cameron, he's been playing a corner outfield for us this year. And of course, he can pretty much play anywhere, but I mean, he's been having a pretty good year, getting on base at a pretty good clip. And of course, not hitting for much power, but I mean, he's still been very good for us. Just looking at pitching here now, going down by FIP, and Jimenez having a fantastic year for us. To this point, Mize has been extremely good for us, kind of living up to his potential there. FIP in the mid twos, already worth 2 wins for us. Striking out more guys, about 9 guys per 9. Of course, he never walks anyone. And so that whip is almost under 1. I mean, he's been having a great year. Matt Manning, he's been utilized out of the bullpen for us. And unfortunately, kind of looks like that'll be his future, unfortunately, because his stamina rating has gone down a bunch with after his arm injury. So it looks like, unfortunately, he might have to be a long-term reliever for us, or maybe kind of a long reliever, like a shutdown, really effective, high-leverage bullpen guy that can come in and eat up 2 innings for you, which, I mean, would be absolutely fantastic, but really still is unfortunate to see that he might not pan out as a starter now. I don't really know if that stamina rating can go back up, or if this is just kind of because of his injury and just like a thing for this year, but so that would be definitely a thing that we have to watch if he turns out to be only a bullpen guy. Other performances here, Zach Hess has been pretty good in his first major league season of FIP under 4. Scaball is having a good bounce back year, of course, this year coming out of the rotation for us. Michael Fulmer has been decent for us. I mean, mid 4 FIP as a guy who's kind of a ground ball guy. I mean, I think this is really all we could expect from him at this point in his career. I mean, just like kind of a innings eater guy who just comes in and doesn't really let a game get away from him too much and just hope the offense can perform while he's out there. Alvarez, Wentz has been okay. I mean, there's been the back of our bullpen has really struggled. I mean, Garcia has not been good at all as a starter this year, so maybe if we could get him to return back to a bullpen role, because if we definitely are contending, we're definitely going to pick up at least one pitcher, most likely a starter, so we could get that solidify that another starting pitching spot, so we could play well in a series. But with all of that said, let's just go ahead and get into the first-year player draft, where we, of course, let's negotiate with draftees. So we have the first pick in the draft this year, so hopefully there will be someone who looks very good for us to pick this year, and looks like Kumar Rocker might be the guy, college pitcher. Seems pretty good to me. Looks to have great stuff, great movement. Control is kind of where he's lacking. It looks like our scout has pretty good accuracy on him, and he's a 4.5 star player, a power pitcher, starter. At the very least, he could be a fantastic guy out of the bullpen, which of course we don't want to be drafting a bullpen arm with. Obviously the first pick in the draft, but it looks like he might be our guy. That's what our scout's telling us. Isaac Pacheco, looks like a shortstop. 6'4". Okay, maybe just he is a great defender. Might just be a plus third baseman though, because he is kind of big. So if he fills out, he might move off the position. Another big guy, a shortstop. He looks pretty good. Luke Leto. I know I've played a bunch of OOTP saves in the past where he turns into a monster. He's always turned into kind of a third baseman though in those saves, but I mean, great. Another. I mean, there's a ton of guys to pick from, but I think honestly, Rocker might have to be our guy. I mean, he looks to be a great pitcher, and I think we're going to select him with our first pick. And then looking next, of course, all of those guys are gone, all those good-looking infielders. They want us to draft this pitcher, but I really don't understand that. So we'll just let him go, because he's only a one-star player. He looks maybe decent. Mark Black. No. Joel Brewer. Really good rangy center fielder. Can't hit though for anything. Kendrick Kaleo maybe. Don't really like his ratings too much either, honestly. Don't really love many of these ratings. Decent bullpen guy there, but I don't know if I want to be drafting that right now. Jay Black. Think we might go with him. I don't really see, and this guy could maybe be a starter. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with Joe Boyle there. He's a potential of being a starter, which I like. He's 3 pitches. And I think Jared Ford. He's pretty decent, but I think I'd rather go with this guy. Oh wow, this is interesting. This guy's a two-way player as a catcher, and he actually has decent ratings as a catcher. Actually kind of looks to be a decent power bat maybe. That guy's super interesting. We'll take him. That'd actually be pretty cool if we got like a two-way guy who's a catcher and a pitcher. I don't know how you'd be a catcher and a pitcher in the majors. I mean, I feel like that'd be a little too much to learn, but still pretty cool. Alex Mooney. No, he wants a ton of money. Kaleo. I mean, we already know that he isn't very interesting. Irv Carter might be. I think he's who we're going to go with. Lots of pitching this draft, it looks like. Lots of pitching. See who our scouting director likes. This round, Rock Riggio. I know he's a rangy outfielder. I've had him in some saves I've played in the past. Tyree Reed. Great defensive guy there as well. Danny Garcia, no. Riggio might be who we go with, to be honest. Isaac Rodriguez. Tyler Whitaker. Yeah, I think honestly Riggio's who we're gonna go with here. Center fielder. He can get on base a little bit. His hitting ratings are decent enough. I feel like if he wanted to be a decent outfielder for us, Whitaker, sure. I think I'm gonna call it on that. Jacob Allred maybe. No, he can't hit and he can't field. That's gonna do it for all of that. So I honestly think we're going to end the episode there. Kind of a short episode, but if we are especially going to be making moves at the trade deadline and buying, I definitely want to leave a lot more time to be doing that, so we can have a long episode and go into depth on the guys that we'd be buying, and then quickly, of course, go over the international free agents at the beginning of that. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next episode where we hopefully will be being buyers at the trade deadline.